Hey there everyone, this is Jeremy, the Music Andy, and we're here today to talk about From 2 to 3 from Peach Pit. Four-piece indie pop rock coming from Vancouver, Canada. This is their third studio album. This band really broke out with their 2016 EP due to a large part of their hit song Peach Pit, which is a song that just kind of blew up overnight. I feel like 1 second we didn't hear it, and the next morning we woke up and we all heard the song. It featured a lot of genre blending, genres that are easily blended together: indie, psych, jangle. These all kind of work for pop and rock related songs, and this is one of them, and the entire EP and first album all follow suit into this, even with some kind of indie surf into it, some surf rock. The songs were loose, jammy, hazy, but they were still crisp. There was a lot of synergy going between each of the instruments, each kind of standing out in their own way, particularly the guitar, but the bass was very prominent in the first album and the EP as well. Neil's vocals kind of stay the same throughout all of these albums. They're kind of the low, soft, lush, they're great melodies. He knows how to carry a rhythm. He knows how to dance around and have fun to it. You and Your Friends and this album both still have those same vocals that Neil is known for, but this time the instruments are a lot more clear, pleasant. They have a kind of a spring feel to them. Now, I'm not saying that these new elements are bad or this new direction is bad. It's just not my favorite. They still deliver it very well. It's still very clean. It's still very crisp, but it just has a different overall feeling to it, and there's not a lot of genre blending going on. But enough of this rant, let's just dive straight into this album. Up Granville is our start off to this album, and it kind of immediately hooked me with the guitar that's being played on this. It kind of has a jangle, trippy little vibe to it, and it kind of hypnotizes me and really keeps my attention going throughout the entire song. And then you throw an acoustic guitar on the track, just a nice simple strum, and then you add Neil's vocals, his melodies to it, and it's a very pleasant song all the way through. But off of this song, I can kind of tell that this is going to be a much more restrictive album like the last one. The drums really are just kind of keeping a simple rhythm, a lot more reserved. The bass isn't as prominent as I would like it to be, and the guitar isn't going out there really making very creative things, kind of just having fills that are just kind of quick little hammer-ons and pull-offs and slides. What they were known for before, but done in a little bit more of a formulated way. The band seems to kind of be running with the lyrics and the vocals being the center stage, but the lyrics aren't really anything that crazy. It's your typical indie feel. You got songs about love, lost loves, drugs, quirky little memories, and it all just kind of rolls together sometimes. The feelings go from happy, joyful, to kind of melancholy, kind of down and out. Going back to Up Granville, it is a good opener in the sense that it opens up this album on a good page. It really caught my attention, but with saying that this is probably one of the better tracks, it doesn't really go uphill from here. There is one other track that is better, but for the most part, it's a song that didn't really blow me away, and that's kind of the feeling I'm going to get with this entire album. Vicky is a track that kind of has a nice little swing to it, but it doesn't really have anything that's catching me. It has a little bit of a playful melody to it. Everything about the song is kind of playful, especially the lyrics, but the only moment that really did catch my attention a little bit was the little synthesizer keys matching to Neil's vocals, and of course, Neil's vocals are always impressive as usual. Lips Like Yours, Heartbreak served pretty much like the last song, a little bit of a swing to it, not much going on instrumentally. The guitar is a little bit more free in this one, but again, it is just used by fills that are just kind of hammer-on pull-offs and just kind of showboating, nothing really too much, but kind of going up and down a scale. Pepsi on the House is kind of when I was taken back on this album a little bit. I was kind of questioning everything I was thinking up to this point. Maybe this was an album that was going to get that kind of rock and a little bit of a grit feel back into Peach Pit, but it only really stays into this song. The guitar contains a little bit more of a gain focus on it. The guitar is definitely really just moving all around the scale. It's providing very interesting tones. There's this whirling kind of wah guitar that's going on, and it's just a nice overall feeling to this album, a little bit of richness and texture and layering to these tracks. It's giving me some kind of dive feeling to it. I wish it was a feeling that was continued through this album, but sadly it is not. Look Out is our next track, and it's kind of this acoustic ballad. It's kind of moving into almost an indie folk kind of feel, but it definitely still has that indie pop feel all the way through. There's a lot of layering going on with the guitars and certain moments, and I think it's done very well, actually. It's a nice track. Everything About You is a kind of like a horny post from Neil. There's nothing really going on here. The track is kind of minimal. The instruments are kind of dialed down, and again, he's just kind of horny posting. Give Up Baby Go kind of has this like sad cowfolk square dance kind of feel to it. Everybody's square dancing, but they're really not having that good of a time. The second transition on the song does kind of give it that upbeat feel, so maybe something happened to, make them feel a little bit better and start swinging their hips a little bit more and squaring those dances. The bass keeps having moments that I think that it's going to go back to its old self and kind of lead these tracks, but they do not let the fella run loose, and the track is really missing that. Make sure to get your chewing tobacco ready for this track and get your cowfolk hat on and your overalls. The next 4 tracks really just kind of move in a run-of-the-mill indie pop fashion. They're not really necessarily bad, they're not necessarily good, they're just kind of vibe songs. Maybe you're having fun at the beach and you're playing volleyball with your friends and you just throw this on and you have a good time. That sounds alright. 2015 is the one out of these 4 tracks though that really does have a moment that kind of really caught me for a second. The guitar kind of returned to its old fashion, really started singing at the end of the track, and his bass partner was there right along the notes, and he's kind of supporting them, and he's really holding the guitar up to the light, and then he just kind of drops it and he lets it just play out, and that's it. All in all, this is not the same band of the past. This is not 2016. This is not 2017. They're moving in a new direction, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. The front half of this album actually had me kind of swimming in these songs, really kind of getting lost into it like I did in the past, but the back half was a lot more of the softer indie pop tones that really didn't submerge me into it. I may not be 100% involved in what's going on, but I 100% support the artist in whatever they're enthralled with at the moment and whatever kind of passion they want to take place. It's just not for me as a listener. I'm feeling 5.6 field trips out of 10 on this one. What did you think of this album? What albums would you like me to review in the future? Please leave a comment below and let me know. Subscribe if you like the content, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Thank you.